Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Collegiate Star League Grand Finals here at DreamHack Austin, obviously at the Austin Convention Center. This is a very important note. We're on the 4th floor. As I said, we're on the 4th floor. Just in case you didn't hear it the first 2 times, we're on the 4th floor. This is important because joining me right now, I have a wonderful representative from ASUS. Kelvin, introduce yourself, let the stream know what you do, who you are, and what you've been doing around here today and this weekend.
Alright, thanks Dan for having me here first of all. So my name is Kelvin, I work for ASUS and the Republic of Gamers obviously. So I do everything pretty much related to marketing that's gaming related.
Yeah.
Super simply.
Very simple. not that simple. Don't trust him, man. He's been working all weekend long, getting everything ready. Now, what does ASUS represent? What does ASUS stand for? What do you guys provide to the gaming scene, to the world, and just generally to get a little bit more familiar? Okay. In case some people haven't been watching the stream all weekend long.
Okay, yeah, so ASUS, basically we started off with motherboards from the beginning, right? And then as time progressed, we were like, why don't we make other things like displays, systems, graphics cards and everything else. And then we started looking into like what gamers need. And then we started, making products that are specifically towards those gamers and like to cater their needs, right? So everything is all about quality, but you can still afford it at the same time, right?
Now, as obviously the majority of this event is full of ASUS gear, can you talk a little bit about the versatility that somebody as a gamer, what would be the advantage of choosing ASUS above other products and other brands?
Okay, so we have a variety of products as you can see. Like for the players, we got the monitors, DG248QE, which is 1ms, 144 hertz. Absolutely no delays between the inputs and what the players are playing. And then we have the G11 gaming desktop. So it's our ASUS brand gaming desktop. So it's everything. They all have 980 in it. So it runs pretty much anything smoothly. And then for the casters, we got the G752 laptops. So these things have G-Sync in it.
And these are beasts.
Yeah, they're really strong.
Beasts.
You have one, right?
Yeah, I just got one, testing it out. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
Like, who needs a desktop when you got one of these bad boys right here?
It runs everything and anything almost, pretty much. And I like the cooling. Like, it never goes hot, ever. I don't know if you ever noticed it, but yeah, it just never gets hot. But other than that, we have a bunch of other products at the demo too.
That's like you don't want nerds with burnt laps or anything like that going on.
Yeah.
So. Alright, so going into this weekend and what's going on here, obviously we've had the camera usually on the table, we've had it on the players, but right next to those areas, we have a whole entire ASUS area full of demos, displays. Can you talk a little bit about what's going on right over there, right next to us?
Oh yeah, so we have the laptop section, so there's G0552, it's a slightly older model, but it can still handle a lot of things. G752, just like I mentioned, and then we have the builds from our PBA partners, so that's powered by ASUS, and then they make custom PCs, and then we put ASUS parts in it, and they look really nice. They're with the PG348Q monitor, which is like the ultra widescreen. I don't know if you took a look at it. It's 34 inches, you can see everything. It's like almost cheating if you play like mobile games on it, because you can see more than your opponents. And then we got the PG279Q, which is 27 inches. And then, of course, we have the G11 desktop that I mentioned, but it's a VR ready with Oculus. So it's just good to go. You take it out of the box, hook your Oculus up, install some games, and you can just play right away, no problem.
Now, you mentioned VR, Oculus. These are terms that our audience, or just generally viewers, might not exactly be too familiar with just yet. It's a little bit more modern, it's a little bit new. So can you talk a little bit about kind of what both are and kind of what you guys are doing right here?
Okay, so I mean, Oculus is it's a brand that makes these virtual reality. So VR stands for virtual reality, right? So you put these goggles on, and you can. It's so immersive. It's. I don't want to say it like this, but it's something that you have to try for yourself to really like experience what it's like. So I really recommend you guys to just kind of look into it and such. But what I can tell you is that it's very immersive. It's just like a totally different level of gaming. And I hope that the games that you guys are competing for right now, I hope those get VR integrated too. That'd be great.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think
Counter-Strike.
That would be. I think my heart would stop just seeing people run around. But I think it's just so funny to watch as you're seeing people are getting so into it, so immersed that what you see, like you're seeing people dodge, crouch, and it's it feels and you see it in game. It looks funny from the outside, but when you actually have them on, they're at incredible how detailed they are, how just real it feels, and so I feel like it's just one of those things that everybody should come over, try. Like I said, get up to the fourth floor. We have everything set up. What kind of demos are you guys doing with the VR?
So we have some standard like short films, like 5 minutes, to show what the VR is capable of, and then there's like a platformer game, and there's this game called Valkyrie, I believe. It's a space shooter game. So you like basically you're in a ship and you're just shooting things around you. It's great. Like when you're playing it on this regular monitor, it's like okay, it's a shooter or whatever. But when you're actually in the VR and playing it, it's a completely different story. So I really recommend everybody to come out to the fourth floor and just check it out. So we'll set you guys up, no problem.
Simple as that. They got the hookup. All right. Now, in terms of ASUS and the relationship with collegiate esports, what is your personal take on sort of the future of collegiate esports, and especially, and I want to say more specifically North America? Again, Europe, obviously, they're trying to put a little bit more, but I feel like it's a little bit easier to focus on North America and develop because the collegiate system sort of already in place from athletics, now transitioning to esports. So what is your personal approach to it?
So my personal approach, right, so it's these guys are, I don't want to call them kids, but they're like up and coming players, pretty much. And I really want to support them. Like they deserve all these spotlight, they deserve these opportunities to be able to travel and to be able to compete and show people what they got. And it's a really good representative of like what esports is capable of. Outside of just competing, like these kids, like they stay out of trouble. They have to meet their GPA and everything in order to compete. They're like athletes, right? So I want that kind of recognition, and I think it's great, right? But this is what I felt for the longest time. But yesterday I really felt it when I went to San Jose State University, and San Jose State CS:GO team actually won the finals, right? That I don't know, that really like got me feeling something else. Like I was really touched.
Obviously, school pride. I mean, it's a real thing. So
it's just there, I was just like, okay, like this is really important. Like even more important than I actually, I thought of originally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a lot of these gamers, I mean, a lot of them are just looking for opportunity, obviously support. Well, my best way of describing it is they're going to be gaming anyways in college. Don't make them make the hard choice of having to choose something that they might not love to do because, whether it's a lot, to be able to live or whatever choice it is. So this way they can potentially get a scholarship, play, and still do school and have the opportunity, obviously, to come to wonderful events like this. So, all right. Now, I know we were talking just a tiny bit beforehand. You guys have a little campaign coming up right now, or I guess currently right now?
Yeah, no, it's going on right now. So it's called ROG Arena. So ROGARENA.com. So this is where like all these professional streamers and gamers, they throwing contents in there from their perspective. So they'll give you tips, tricks, like how to strategize certain things. So a variety of games, like Hearthstone's already in there. They do game previews and everything else. So I really recommend you guys check it out. There's also a mini game where you can just kind of like compete against each other to see who's the best, right? And then lastly, there's more information about all the products that I just mentioned. So if you want more information like where to buy or like what are the specs, what are the models, then you can just check out rogarena.com.
rogarena.com. Got it. Put a bookmark it wherever you got a place to check it out.
Yep.
All right. Well, this is going to be going on tomorrow as well, right?
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, I mean, it's basically as simple as that. ASUS is completely amazing for what they've done all season long to support the Collegiate Star League. They're putting on a hell of a show right here, too, as well. Obviously, my favorite right now has been the virtual reality gear. If you guys haven't had a chance, you might look silly from the outside, but it's a hell of an immersive experience. I just still find it so funny. I'm just to watch people just standing there with a headset on and just dodging around and moving and throwing. It's really one of the most hilarious things you'll see. But when you actually put it on, it's an incredible experience.
Oh God, yeah.
It's gonna be the next big thing.
It turned me into a believer. Like I didn't really care that much when I first heard about it, like a couple years back. But when I tried it out, oh man, it just totally changed my mind. Just like that. And it's funny to watch people playing it, but it's even more funny to watch people that are watching people play.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be heading shortly over to our Dota 2 Grand Finals. As I look around, it looks like our players are slowly getting things together and ready. They're coming back from their dinner break. So when we come back, guys, Toffees and Gorgon will be heading into some winners interview finals or pre-interview finals. And we'll be on our way with the big show, guys. It's going to be fun. And again, fourth floor, come on up. ASUS is set up for you. Virtual reality gear, laptops, PCs. 34-inch cheating monitors, you know, whatever you want to call it. We have it here. So Kelvin, thank you again for coming on. Appreciate it. Well, obviously, 2 feet over, we'll see you around all day long.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be here. If you guys are ever coming up and have questions, just ask me. Just feel free to like pull me aside or whatever.
Where can they find you on Twitter and social media?
Oh, for Twitter, okay, so I go by @Kelvin's house, KELVINS and a house. So it's like my house kind of thing, right?
It is his house. Trust us, it is his house. All right, guys, when we come back, we will be back with interviews for the pre-finals between British Columbia and Michigan for our Dota 2 Grand Finals. Takis and Gorgon will take it away. Until then, we'll see you later. Go Horns.